Something huge just happened in gaming, and almost nobody's talking about how big the ripple effects could be. Valve didn't just announce another random Steam gadget, guys. No, they threw a grenade straight into the living room console market. This was a declaration of war, guys. The Steam machine. Yes, that Steam machine might quietly become the most important console release since the OG Switch. And if you think that this is just another PC box, you're missing the entire point, guys. Because for people like me, and the millions of gamers who love console simplicity but want PC flexibility, the best of both worlds. This Steam machine might be the first real bridge between both worlds, the best of both PC gaming and consoles. And the more that I dig into it, the more I realize that this could reshape console pricing, digital libraries, and even how companies like Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft treat their customers. So, we're going to break this piece by piece down because there are real reasons to care about what Valve is doing with the Steam machine. And there's also one massive question that could determine the system's entire future. So the Steam library is a different beast entirely. And that's why this machine hits different, guys. Steam games, they're cheaper, they're discounted constantly, and they're available for multiple key sites. You can go to CD Keys, you can go to G2A. You could just Google Steam keys and buy them anywhere. It's not just one store like the eShop or the PlayStation Store where it's locked into one price, right? It's not unusual to find thousands of games on sale at once, literally. With the Steam machine, you're opening the door into a bigger library that is a cheaper library and a library that doesn't punish you for buying games digitally compared to $70 console releases that take months to drop in price. The Steam machine instantly pushes the entire PC ecosystem in your living room in a handy dandy 6x6 cube, the Gabe cube. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Like, I'm dead set sold on this thing. Give me a pre-order link right now, Valve. Give me a pre-order link, and this thing better be priced right, because if not, I'm going to throw the biggest BF out there. Now, Steam quietly solves one of the biggest problems that console gamers deal with, and that's games disappearing, libraries dying, licenses vanishing, right? On most consoles, once something's delisted, that's it. It's gone forever. It's adios, amigos. Unless you already bought it and the hardware survives, good luck. Okay, console gaming has sucked for quite some time when it comes to games being delisted, especially with companies like Ubisoft, who just got done with The Crew not too long ago, a game that was beloved. They delisted the heck out of that. On Steam, if you bought it, you still own it, even if it gets pulled. That's preservation. That's ownership. That's long-term value that consoles don't offer. Steam still has classics that consoles abandoned years ago, games that were delisted and no longer supported. You're no longer with the company. Can I help you with something? That alone makes the Steam machine a retro and mid-gen treasure chest. Like, it has all of this gold in its library before you even get into the E word, the dreaded E word, guys. The E word, which is emulation, which is possible with the Steam machine, but it already has tons of options. The Steam machine's hardware sits right beside PS5 and Xbox Series X performance, but here's the kicker, guys. It's not running Windows. That means there's less bloat, there's more resources for games, there's cleaner optimization, there's higher performance per watt, and because it's a fixed standardized device that's like a console, developers can actually optimize for it instead of guessing your PC setup. They don't have to worry about whether you have the right RTX card and all this stuff. They just have a set spec. In some scenarios, this thing might outperform consoles with the same specs simply because it isn't fighting an OS that has 800 background processes running. There's no bloat here, again, which I think is a good thing. This is going to be great. Now, let's talk about emulation, which is an unspoken superpower. It's a gray area. I know some people will care for it, some people don't. Let's be honest, Valve doesn't advertise this, but the community Absolutely will. This thing is going to be an emulation monster. And based on the specs, we got PS3 capability easily, Wii U easily, Switch previous gen, everything older, like NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, you name it, laughably easy. Console players who've never dipped into PC emulation will suddenly have a plug and play emulation box under the TV without Windows getting in the way. This is going to be the easiest way to emulate. That alone makes the system worth watching. And again, like I said, day one for me. I'm sold. And then free online multiplayer, period. That alone already takes the cake for me. Screw Game Pass, screw PlayStation Plus. PlayStation charges you, Xbox charges you, Nintendo charges you. This one is huge for console players, okay? Steam is absolutely free. Now, knock on wood, I hope they don't try to change it like a year or two from now, saying, oh, well, since we have the Steam box, we need to do. No, all right? For families, for multiplayer players, for people who own multiple consoles, that adds up fast. If you have the Xbox, the Nintendo, the PlayStation, you're all having to pay for each of their respective subscriptions. A ton of gamers are going to look at the Steam version of their next third party games and they're going to go, wait, I don't have to pay $60 a year just to play online against other people. That's a game changer. I'm already looking at it that way. I'm like, okay, well, there's no point in owning the next PlayStation because all the releases eventually come to PC. There's no point in owning an Xbox because all the releases eventually come to PC. The only reason to have a Nintendo is because Mario was never going to end up on Steam. That would be cool if it did, but it never will. Now, here's where the entire conversation shifts. There's going to be two models here, and it's going to affect the price. Apparently, there's going to be a 512 gigabyte SSD and a 2 terabyte SSD. I'm getting the 2 terabyte. The rumors for the price are all over the place. We're seeing 600, 800, 1,000, even 1,300. But the key here is understanding Valve's business model, guys. Valve doesn't need hardware profits. They don't need retail partnerships. They don't even need Xbox, Microsoft, or Nintendo margins, guys. They make money selling games. They make money selling games on the Steam platform. That's why the Steam Deck was priced aggressively. That's why Valve sells direct to consumer. That's why there's no Windows license inflating the cost. If Valve hits a nice 600 to 700 for the base model, I think that's it. I think this becomes a real threat to next gen Xbox before that system even launches. The one that's rumored to be $1,300. This is going to be a threat if they price it good. Now, of course, it's not going to beat the PS5 or the Switch 2 in raw sales, but it will pull PC curious console gamers that want to try something new, emulation fans, people that are sick of paying for online. I know I am, and people who value cheap digital libraries. So this is like a nice little side system that slowly replaces the need for certain consoles like the Series X. Let's be completely honest here. And this isn't about the Steam machine winning, right? This is the reason you should care, guys. Valve doesn't need it to win. It's about competition finally pressuring Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo on pricing, digital ownership, online paywalls, game preservation, cross-platform distribution. This Steam machine is literally forcing Nintendo to justify themselves. It's forcing Sony to justify themselves. It's forcing Xbox to justify themselves. This is going to be a good thing for all of us. This will change the way console gaming is presented and executed for consumers, especially if it does good, guys. So I'm hoping this thing wakes up all three of the big console makers right now. So my question for you guys is the Steam machine the start of a new console era or just a niche experiment like the original one was? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them all. I want to know if you'd actually buy one of these or if this is going to just be a PC thing that never breaks out. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that, guys. I'll see you in the next one. And before we go, don't forget, use my link for Into the AM, promo code for 10% off your premium tees. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. As always, see you on the next one.